welcome to the show. This might not be for you.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Today is February 1st, 2026. A lot has happened over the course of the last 48 to 72 hours. I think the stringing along and making everyone live in fear and believe that this inevitable war is to happen. I believe it's going to happen. God, I'm not looking forward to this. But we also had something massive happen on Friday. There were some more Epstein file drops. Granted, they're still ridiculously redacted. Names are being struck out. Majority of these items are allegations, incredibly heinous allegations. But nonetheless, I think we've learned a lot. I think we've learned about elites in America that have been thoroughly involved and engaged, or were, I should say, with Jeffrey Epstein. Revelations with exchanges with Elon Musk. And to be fair to Elon Musk, it doesn't seem to show that he's like implicated in any wrongdoing, if you will. But I mean, when you're like, you're having email exchanges and you're like, what's the best weekend to come for the wildest parties? And, girls FTW, like girls for the win. I mean, you can say you were not involved and you rejected any invitation, but you engaged with this individual. Like you had correspondence with this individual, this particular individual that you engaged with after he was convicted in Florida, after we knew he was a pedophile. So, take that how you will. Then there was some insane shit I saw having to do with like George Bush. I don't even want to say, I don't even want to talk about what was in that email exchange. I saw an image having to deal with, it was redacted as it should be, but basically what looked like two chickens with let's just say a baby potentially in the middle there. Our country's totally occupied by Satanists. And you don't have to be a Christian or a Muslim or, a Jew or a Hindu or whatever your religious preferences and, may be. The people that run things, they believe this shit. They believe in blood ritual sacrifice. They believe in the destruction of innocence of children. They believe in this stuff, and they believe it gives them power, and they continue to do it as we speak. You think these drops is the end of this behavior? It's not. It continues. It persists. It has for millennia. These are just people that follow some amalgam of Mithraic religious practices with with some Babylonian and some ancient Egyptian, and it's just all very freaking Luciferian and all very evil. And you can be an atheist, and I would hope you can agree. Hurting children or causing harm on people is just not moral, even as a human being, whether you have faith or not. So we've learned a lot this weekend, and we're also starting to see, I noticed that in the first couple, well, let's say through Saturday until probably the late evening, it was just all quiet. These big propaganda influencers, these binder folks, phase one folks, total silence. And then I'm seeing last night where you have like true, like genuine good people. Like, I'm not trying to name drop here and I hope he doesn't mind, but I just saw it on X. It's like Clint Russell, who I'm a big fan of. And I resonate with his position on things, and he's being attacked and basically being, attacked, with ad hominems, being basically told he's a moron for just having faith in these allegations and that they're not concrete. And they may not be concrete. Nonetheless, they should be fucking investigated. If there's allegations, they should be investigated. And then the public should know what the outcome of those allegations are. Are they false? Are they right? And if they're wrong, and we're all here rah-rahing on X, forsaking the current Trump administration, and we're all proven wrong, so be it. Some of us should have the ability to admit if you're wrong, but we need to scrutinize government. We need to hold them accountable. I mean, it's insane that this is the position in this country right now, is that if you hold your government accountable or you have questions, you're a leftist now. You're a commie. Like, this is where we are. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm absolutely sick and fucking tired of it. And it continues and it persists. And it will continue to be this way, because I personally believe that a lot of the people that are on the far left and the far right, they're in fucking cults. They're so entrenched in these ideologies that they've been indoctrinated into or literally believe in, that they will double down. The truth can stare them in the fucking face. The evidence could be in front of the entire world and they will still deny it. And that's where we are. And it's absolutely absurd. And it needs to stop. Because at the end of the day, whether you're far left or you're far right or you're in the middle, we all live in America. We all love our country. We may have differences in opinions when it comes to governance or policies, but we are the laughingstock of the world now. And we just accept it as normal, as if it's okay. And then we hate each other more and more every freaking day. The lines of division get drawn deeper and deeper and deeper into the sand. And you think that's an accident? Like, wake the fuck up, people. You have to wake up. You have to see that we have a lot more in common than we don't. We might not agree on abortion, but we absolutely agree on the destruction and defilement of children. Like, we can't rally against that, like for that, to rally against abuses of children, abuses of young women, of young men, of boys, of infants, of toddlers. Like, is that what we are as Americans? I'm so pissed off. I'm just scrolling X all weekend, essentially doom scrolling the entire weekend, blew my weekend. Basically waiting to see if there's going to be an Iran, Israel, U.S. conflagration. If the war is going to kick off, it's going to be an airstrike, whatever it's going to be. And they have us all so entrenched in this shit that we're also not paying attention to gold and silver, these fucking massive moonshots, and that's insane dump on Thursday on gold and silver specifically. Bitcoin. What was it? I don't know the specific numbers. If you guys know, you can drop it in the comments if you watch this video. I would appreciate it. But I know BlackRock just dumped all their ETFs. I've lost so much on crypto, and it's okay. HODL, right? We hold on for dear life. We're not gonna sell, and you shouldn't. That's not, financial advice. That's my own personal take on it. But we're being distracted. What's going to happen in the markets tomorrow, on Monday, February 2nd? There's massive layoffs going on in America. 16,000 at Amazon, 20,000 at UPS. People are losing their jobs. Some of those people's jobs are being replaced by AI. Corporations are downsizing. The first place where they try to go find money is lowering their labor, getting rid of, their bottom 10% in the department or, across the board. This is what happens. But we're being lied to and gaslit that this is the greatest economy that's ever existed. We're under full spectrum attack, financially, psychologically, fear-mongering for war. Almost like these files are being flaunted in our face. Like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Like, that's where we are. And then the world watches America. They watch us and they look at us and we are pathetic in their eyes. I just downloaded I think I downloaded last week, the Upscrolled app. And between that and X, those are my primary forms of social media. It's just every comment you see is just like, you Americans are retarded. You're stupid. You don't deserve anything. Shame on you, or wishing the destruction of our country. And are they wrong for feeling that way? Are they wrong for feeling that way? Are they wrong for having that perception of this nation when we're a bunch of jellyfish? We're just a bunch of like soft belly punks, losers. We're so focused on fighting each other that the world around us is turning on us. That China is now like, I think I saw it this morning. I saw a headline that Xi Jinping was talking about declaring a call for the yuan to become the new reserve currency. Yo, like this war with Iran is not just about taking out terrorists. This is about removing the linchpin of regional balance in the Middle East to allow Israel to become the new hegemon. And I'm just going to straight up say it, and I don't give a shit. This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with liking or disliking Jewish people. This is geopolitical truth. This is Hobbesian hegemony, where they are trying to remove the power balance of the Middle East to sway it in a certain and specific direction. Iran is a linchpin when it comes to the BRICS aspirations, which I am not for necessarily. I'm an American. I don't want to see the US dollar die. I would like the US dollar to be, used in a better way, not to like continue these fucking wars that kill people or send weapons to a rogue nation that's murdering and slaughtering people in Gaza. I don't want that, but I don't want the dollar to die. I would love for unity around the world, and call me naive, and I know I probably am. But I try to fill my heart with goodness. I don't try to fill it with the vacuum in my being with this evil and this hatred and this anger that everyone's projecting around the world. Like we got to come together globally. We've been, if you're a Christian or a Catholic and you're an American, you've been taught your whole life to hate Muslims. But at the same time, you absolutely dislike and hate the fact that women and children have been murdered, killed, slaughtered. Babies are freezing to death. And now there's new strikes in Gaza. And we're supposed to like toe the line and be okay with it. And how dare you if you speak against this? Shame on you. I don't agree with that. And the other thing is that people don't understand. Like, I see a lot of Americans that are like gung ho about this war with Iran. Look, man, I have no love for the mullahs. I have family history involved there that was grossly impacted by the 79 revolution. People died in my family because of it. Okay. People were locked away in prison for decades because of it. And no, these members of my family were not monarchists. These members of my family were just people that wanted freedom and to be left the fuck alone. And what people don't seem to understand is if this war happens and that regime falls, love them or hate them, you as an American, are you ready for $10 gas? $10 a gallon, $15 a get, $12 a gallon, 5x on transport costs to get your groceries to and from? Are you good with that? Like you're cool with that? Like that's okay? And like shame on you, Iman, for saying this. You're a piece of crap. You're a piece of shit. You're anti-American. No, I'm not. I'm the most freaking American person that you can imagine because I love this country. This is all I know. And we're losing it. And we're losing it rapidly. And they're filling the void by making us hate each other. The greatest thing that could happen for us right now would be we get the actual files. And of course, redact the names, omit particular types of like, videos of death, omit the names of victims, anything to do with their identity. But we absolutely need to have the truth at this point before it's too late. Again, I'm not trying to be, hyper religious here, but like if you believe that the grace of like the supreme being or God is over this nation and has been for a long time. That grace is about to be gone because we have turned away from good. And that is not a religious statement. We have just literally turned away from good. We have embraced darkness and evil. And then you have the right wing that was all 2A now saying, you know, there's limitations on 2A. Like, what the fuck is going on in this country? Like, people are losing their minds. No one's consistent anymore. And if you happen to be consistent, you get attacked by bots, you get attacked by people, they attempt to, you know, insult your character. And to me, it's just it's a projection of self-hatred because you're a fucking sellout or you're a loser and you can't be honest with yourself. And again, I go back to what I started with. Like, we have a lot more in common than we have indifference, with the caveat of the extreme fringes of this nation. When you come to like the far left and the far right, these people are absolute fucking maniacs. Okay. And I'm a 3-time Trump supporter. Well, I refrain. I'm a 2-time Trump supporter, attempted to vote in 2020, but I was in the middle of moving between, you know, Texas to Colorado. And I think I said in a previous video, I just chose not to do a mail-in ballot. And it was literally like we moved the week of the election. That's no excuse for me, you know, but I'm just trying to say that like my allegiance was with Trump, diehard allegiance, like losing family and friends allegiance, and tell them to fuck off allegiance. To the events of this past summer in June, with the ironic Elon Musk revelation, now that we see him in the files, is absolutely madness. This is what's happening, but that opened my eyes. Then the surprise attack on Iran, and then Trump basically telling anyone that's like, hey man, like we should not get involved in this. Like, this is terrible. Let these two foreign nations duke it out. This is their problem. And then panicans, you know, you're a panican, you're this, you're that, like, you know, the cat turds of the world, these just absolute bootlicking grovelers that their entire identity is built on supporting this man, not supporting ideology or philosophy or belief in nation. Their entire identity is built on support of this individual. That ain't healthy. That should not be happening. But so it is. This is the tribalistic groupthink virus that has infected this country for a good period of time. And so now, you know, do we relent or do we continue to push forward and call these things out and keep trying to shine light on these fallacies, these contradictions, and these ironies and come together? We're a lot closer to each other than we believe we are. I promise you that. I promise you that. You got to let some things go if you care about this nation. And we're coming into midterms. And we need to start thinking of how we're going to vote in a very different way. I personally believe, and I know many others have advocated for this, you know, this perspective, but it's like when you're looking at candidates coming up, you know, in the coming months, you should be following the money. Don't look at the R or the D or the I or the L or whatever the fuck's in front of their name. Who is funding them? Where do they receive donations from? Who specifically donates to them? What is the nonprofit? Who's behind that nonprofit? Who's the PAC? Who's behind the PAC? And if they're not American, you need to strike that motherfucker off your list of potential candidates to vote for. That's a given. That's a must. That has to happen. If we have any hope, even if the person that is going to be who you may vote for, you don't agree with, and you disagree with them 60%, but every dollar that they receive is from their local constituency, I think you're better off voting for that person. And yeah, I'm saying that. And I already know I'm going to get flamed for that. But that's where I personally am. I'm not going to vote for these sons of bitches anymore that do not give a crap about us. That they prioritize donors, they prioritize money. Like, enough of this shit. We're blinded by the pursuit of money. That is not the American dream. in my opinion. The American dream is leave me the fuck alone. Don't tax me to death. Let me live my life. Let me have opportunity to grow myself by the labors of my efforts. Efforts of my labor. Sorry about that. I'm just heated up, man. I'm sick of it. Like the gaslighting. It's like they insult your intelligence every single day. And they know they're doing it. They're doing it to humiliate you. They're doing it and they're laughing every time they post. And, you know, you shouldn't do that. Oh, maybe we should think about it this way because that way's wrong. Oh, you're not thinking about this the correct way. You should read a little bit more. They're gaslighting you. One, you're entitled to your opinion, whatever the hell it is. That's your right. To think how you want, speak how you want. This is America. This ain't Iran. This ain't China, North Korea. They're trying to make this country that way. And we're getting closer by the day that that's going to happen if we don't stop this shit. Tired of it, man. I don't want to see this background. I don't want to see this happen. I don't want 30 to 40,000 American soldiers have their lives at risk. For what? Whose war is this? Who are we fighting for? What are we doing? Anyway. Sorry for being a little heated. And I got to also call out my last video. There was it was my first comment. Yay. Appreciate the gentleman that gave me that comment. But he made a very good point. He's like, well, like you're living in contradiction essentially. Like you're saying that this is bad, but you're not applying that same logic to across the board. And it's true, but that's how we're blinded. We have blinders on. You know, and like we have to discern, we have to continuously think further than talking points. Like you need to read something and go research it for like 2 minutes. Even if you just do a Google search on what you're reading, it's better than just accepting at face value what's being told to you. And that's where we are. And that's what we need to do. We need to hold people to account. We need to demand the rest of these disclosures. We need to demand that Americans do not want war and violence and death, that we rebuke it, and that we care about domestic policy. We just went through a pretty rough 6 years. Nothing's really gotten better. We were promised a lot on the domestic side, weren't we? I'm not seeing any improvement on the domestic side. I count my blessings that I'm not doing as bad as some other people. And I feel bad for those people. And it's not like a lot of them are in that position because they choose to be in that position. They're in that position because there is no fucking opportunity to get out of it. If you're in debt and you have a fixed income, how are you going to get out of debt? And if the cost of everything goes up and the value of what you make on your fixed income goes down, you're going to get into more debt. Why are we not prioritizing these things? Things need to change. People need to wake up. We need to come together. It's important. If you value the nation, if you value our future, if you value I don't personally have children yet, but if you have children, do you want them to come up in the world that we're living in right now, in the direction trajectory it's on? Is that what you want for them? I would assume not. So literally think, be critical. Stop this left-right bullshit. Stop like, oh, I'm Republican, I'm Democrat. You're an idiot. You are. I'm sorry. You're a fucking idiot. It goes beyond political party. We're in the year 2026. We have transcended tribalism from 2,700, 2,800 years ago. It's done. Like, wake the fuck up. You live in modern society. Yeah, man, things got to change. Anyway, I do wish everyone well. I hope all of you have a great Sunday. Please, understand this is just me ranting and that I'm just basically using this as an outlet to, state my grievances and my concerns. I love my nation. I love America. I love every American in this country. You might think totally different than me, but I'm not going to hate you for it. Now, if you come at me, there's different, that's different. That's a whole different situation. I think that's justified for anyone. But outside of that, it's not like in the face you don't walk down the fucking road and people are like assaulting you. Like, stop buying into the pop propaganda. It is happening. It's happening in particular blue cities primarily. But it's not happening in every neighborhood. Like, talk to your neighbor. Talk to the random person. You say good morning to people. Hold the door for people again. And you're in the grocery store, wave at the person that, whenever you're in the grocery store, you lock eyes with someone, just wave at them. Show kindness. What are we doing? This is what people loved America for. This was the identity. Hospitality, kindness, care, humility. Bring it back. It needs to come back. If it doesn't, we're fucked. It's over. It's over. It will be over. And it's going to be much sooner than you imagine. So please, do your own reflection. Think about what you really believe, not the political crap or the lines in the sand and all. What do you believe in your heart? What matters to you? Do you care about kids? Do you wake up every day wanting to go fight somebody? Think about those things. Think about those things that matter to you, your moral principles, what you stand on. And then amplify that and project that to the world. If you're a genuinely good person and you care about others, care about others. The fact that these things have to even be said is insane, people. Wake up. We don't want this background. It will be so much worse than what they're telling you. If you think it's bad economically in America now, you have no idea what may be coming if that happens. All right. Well, I'll stop complaining. I just wish everyone well. Discernment. Ask for knowledge. Think critically. And I'll see you next Sunday. Take care, everyone.